Welcome. This is Recidiva. I'm sharing a recording of a casual Skyrim playthrough using a mod list I built. My profound thanks to all the mod creators who have made this game a crowdsourced treasure. I hope you enjoy.
Hey, show 'em we're more than some pretty faces.
What's wrong with just being pretty faces? Absolutely nothing. All y'all with pretty faces? Be proud. You don't have to hit things. Are you a thingy that does a thingy? Why are you... Okay.
What day is it? What year? What era, even?
And you've never wondered about how to open that door? I have no idea. Let's see.
Hope you're ready to lose.
That can't be good.
Now that's good team play.
Oh,
It's
damn.
on.
Oh my god. I have no idea.
Done and done.
One night when the rain was pouring, I woke up to a horrid loud roaring. I was ready to fight. In the midst of the night, turned out it was the Dragonborn snow.
Yes, but do you know how to get in here? Alright, had to look it up. Should have thought of it, did kind of think of it. But didn't do it. Should have. Kai, you okay? Hello.
All I said to Patema was I thought you looked a little portly in that gown. How was I supposed to know?
The sooner we get the scroll home, the sooner.
Okay, that was awesome. That was funny.
I will protect you, Dragonborn. You are dead.
That's how it's done.
With all I am, and yet my heart. My blade is thirsty for blood. Give up. Ugh. That could have gone worse, I suppose. This feels good. Much better, thank you.
What the hell? Why am I dying? Can't be dead? We meet again, weird building. Alright. Yeah, we already tried this, folks.
Oh, you know where we're going? Or are you just lost and you don't want to admit it?
No, I'm lost and I'm totally admitting it. You want to help lead me out of here? Do it. Hello? I found a new place. Think. Does it have stairs? No. Ooh! I found it. Again, don't want to die. No, I did not just fall off. Ah. Okay. Well, that was unfortunate. You guys, really?
The sooner we get the scroll home, the sooner we do, my father.
They say all I have is my sword. I scoff at the silver. You can talk yourself blue, but I really have two. And when you see it,
so the teleports nearly kill you is what I'm getting. St. Job. I really like books. Oh yeah, these are owie. Okay. Turn to Jub. Sup? Hey man. Sitting? Yeah? Okay. Man, your fire went out?
You did it. You have all of my pages.
I do. Here's all your pages.
Finally. I never thought I'd see these again. These pages meant the world to me. Thank you.
You're welcome. So now what?
Now Volume 2 begins. What else?
I'll be off then.
Oh, wait a moment. Here. I want you to have these before you go. A pristine copy of my first volume. Only one in print, actually.
Thank you.
And take this as well. Seeing as St. Jib has ascended to pure spiritual form, I won't need it any longer.
I'm glad we found the scroll, but I wish she could come with us.
Yeah.
The sooner we get the scroll home, the sooner we do with my father.
So I was
The
given
sooner
a
we get
copy
the
of
scroll
St.
home,
Jib's opus
the sooner we do with my father.
and the locket of St. Jib. Oh, it's pretty good. Carry weight increased by 50, stamina increased by 50. Yeah. That doesn't suck. Let's go to the museum, man. You will be remembered. You will be remembered. God, I hope my map isn't permanently borked from this shit. That would suck, right? Yeah, would suck. Oop, can't go through there. Ambar. Oh, doors here. Oh my god. Don't make me fall off this thing. Let me out. Okay, Ambar, we have to go down. Because... And we're gonna die. Can we back up? I don't think so. Horses are not really made to back up in this world. Yep. Alright. I'm gonna go up there alone, sweetheart. We'll be fine. Okay? You are the best. I'm an idiot. It's not your fault. Okay. Alright. That is the soul cairn. And you know what's the best part about it? It's done. Oi.
Are you alright?
Yes, it looks like I'm fine.
That was a close one. I didn't expect to be jumped on like that. And those ridiculous masks they wore, very tacky. Good to know that cultists will always be the same, no matter what era.
Oh, she's
Could I
running through
read
her
that note
scripting.
you've been reading? Thanks. I recall an old book about this cult in the castle's library.
So she's...
This
Oh, she's
Miracle.
aware of...
I've read some stories about him.
The original
He was
Serana
supposed
is
to be the
obvious.
first
Sorry, I have a
Dragonborn
cat
who ever
who
lived.
just sat on my keyboard.
He was around
And
long before
no
even
baby.
I was. This might be worth looking into.
Does it bother you that we're working against your father?
I can't say it surprises me. I kind of figured we were heading for this someday. I just didn't know when.
Will it be hard for you if we have to kill him?
If? I've been assuming that's where this is all going. I've been trying to make my peace with it. Come on, we can talk about this another time.
I'd like to give you a gift.
You're too sweet.
Oh. Oh, she likes Dwemer stuff. Antecedents of Dwemer law? Oh, she likes gifts of books, huh? Oh. I'll give her a copy of There Be Dragon.
Aw, thank you. You know I love books.
I do, and that's awesome.
Using that spell again? Someone's been raiding the dusty section of the college library, haven't they?
Oh, that's gotta be, clairvoyance. My god, honey, I need it. About training. Can you train me?
Sure. In which skill?
Ooh.
I can teach you how to be a better mage, alchemist, and overall better charmer. After all, I am a woman of many talents.
Destruction.
Alright then, let's begin.
Serana teaches you about the arcane field of destruction and how to harness the magical energies flowing through Aetherius to bring forth the maximum amount of damage. That sounds good. Thank you, Serana.
My sexy wife.
Okay.
All right.
Nobody has anything to say about the whole, like, soul cairn thing? Okay. How do I get the fuck out of here? Let me out.
This castle makes my skin crawl.
Mine too. This castle makes lots of skin crawl. Oh, please. Ow. Okay. Katie has found my arm again. It's his favorite thing. Scratch the arm. Hey, Vandal. It's okay. You can stay. Just try not to maim me, alright, buddy? Okay. I can't reach my keyboard, I'm sorry. Okay, my map is not permanently borked, but I doubt I'll be able to go straight to... Yeah, weirdo. Anyway, I'm gonna go... my map is vaguely borked. See if it stays that way permanently. I can still work with it. I'll just be sad.
I've been meaning to ask, why did you join the Dawn Guard?
I've seen firsthand how much death and destruction vampires can cause. I joined the Dawn Guard to stop them.
I see. I'm truly sorry for you. If it's worth anything, I want you to know that I'll do everything I can to right the wrongs my kin have caused. All this time I've been living idly while vampires wrought havoc across Skyrim. So many innocent people. I can understand what brought you into the fold. I'll do whatever I can to help. If it means we can stop the bloodshed, I'll stand with you. You have my word.
Thank you, Serrano.
You know, for an alchemist, you're pretty good. And that's saying something, coming from me.
Oh, I love that I can just pick up. His
Hey,
does not
Salia.
accept those that are not of Argonian blood. That's okay, it's still
right.
cool.
Oh? What is it?
Do you have a moment to talk?
All right.
Any books you've enjoyed of late?
I have, actually. Have you ever read The Herbalist's Guide to Skyrim?
No, I haven't.
Oh, well, then you should. It's a reference for all things alchemical in the land of Skyrim. Well, at least most of the big ones. Jazbay, Bleeding Crown, Nirnroot, Deathbell. So many different types of ingredients and properties. It's truly fascinating. The illustrations are so vivid, and pretty accurate too. Forgive me, I get carried away when I talk about these things.
How did you come across this book?
I read it after you brought me back home for the first time. The castle certainly hasn't aged well, but at least someone's been updating our family library. This book was on my rather long reading list, because, you know, I only have 1,000 years worth of catching up to do. Both fun and not fun. Even for a bookworm such as myself, this was quite overwhelming.
That human flesh you're carrying is starting to stink.
I'd read
Is it
stories about the
potions or
Solitude Windmill,
dinner?
but I didn't expect it to be that big. What's the plan?
You have a moment to talk?
All right.
What's your opinion on civil war?
I can't say I particularly like wars. Yet another war of succession. At least things didn't get boring while I was gone. When I was locked away, Cyrodiil wasn't even the seat of an empire. And Skyrim... Sometimes it's hard to even fathom how much this world has changed. And what was it? The Oblivion Crisis? I would have never expected the Daedra to invade Tamriel again. I certainly hope Molag Bal doesn't host another plane meld. That would be... dreadful.
I'm glad you've moved on. Let's not revisit this.
Thanks. But honestly, I don't think any Daedra would consider invading ever again.
Oh, you have not seen
They
these
got their hides
expansions in the
tanned.
games.
Turns out a bunch of Noirs shouldn't be underestimated.
Noir?
It's a term the Dunmer used to describe mortals. It has a negative connotation, but
I've got 666 displays.
that's kind of the point of what I was saying. And yes, I've heard stories about the last Septum turning into a dragon to fight Mehrunes Dagon. But Martin Septum couldn't have done it alone.
How do you know all of this?
I got reacquainted with the current world as soon as I got back to the castle. Well, at least I know the basics. Not that much, but still.
Goodbye, then.
These guys aren't being called, so I would assume that means that they want
Come
to
sit
do...
with me, my love.
Okay. Patera might tell me that they're ready to do an excavation.
Mm-hmm. Ah, Guildmaster. Glad you stopped by. I have some exciting news. We've just about made all the arrangements we need in order to start an excavation of Windcaller Pass. I have the team assembled and everyone's roles assigned. So I just need your okay to get underway. Aryan is even planning on coming along to help me identify any of the findings. I could certainly use your help as well, as I have no idea what to expect inside.
Sounds like a plan to me.
Great, great. Well, we will set up camp at the north foot of the Great Mountain, outside of the North Passage. From what Avram at the museum has said, there is a stone slab blocking the main passage inside, but I'm sure we can manage to free it. And we'll certainly need your help dealing with unexpected difficulties inside. Gods only know what could be in there. We'll head out immediately and see you there.
Okay, excavation of Windcaller Pass has started, which means
And life is a difficult class.
that these guys are not going to be available to go
best
do
sight
Explorer
I've
dig
seen
finds
is
in the
the
meantime,
glory
which
of
is,
the
I mean, it's not
Dragonborn's
that big of a deal. But the guild house is completely available. So we're not going to be doing that right now. I want to finish Dawnguard first, and then we'll just put that in with... they do send you out on a few expeditions. This is the first one, but it isn't time sensitive. (2920) Volume 2, Sun's Dusk. Book 11 of 2920, The Last Year of the First Era by Karlovac Townaway. Now, all of these are out of order, but, okay. To Sun's Dusk, 2920, Tellarune, Morrowind. A man to see you, Night Mother, said the god. A Kothringi tribesman who presents his credentials as Lord Zook of Black Marsh, part of the Imperial garrison of Gideon. What makes you think I'd have even the slightest possible interest in seeing him? Asked the Night Mother with venomous sweetness. He brings a letter from the late Empress of the Cyrodiilic Empire. We are having a busy day, she smiled, clapping her hands together with delight. Show him in. Zook entered the chamber. His metallic skin, though exposed only at the face and hands, caught the light of the fireplace and the lightning of the stormy night from the window. The Night Mother noted also that she could see herself as he saw her, serene, beautiful, fear-inspiring. He handed her his letter from the Empress without a word. Sipping her wine, she read it. The Duke of Morrowind also offered me an appreciable sum to have the Emperor murdered earlier this year, she said, folding the letter. His payment sunk, and never was delivered. It was a considerable annoyance, particularly as I had already gone to the trouble of putting one of my agents in the palace. Why should I assume that your more than generous payment from a dead woman will arrive? I brought it with me, said Zook simply. It is in the carriage outside. Then bring it in, and our business is complete, smiled the Night Mother. The Emperor will be dead by year's end. You may leave the gold with a paladith, unless you'd care for some more. Zook declined the offer and withdrew. The moment he left the room, Miramar slipped noiselessly back from behind the dark tapestry. The Night Mother offered him a glass of wine, and he accepted it. I know that fellow, Zook, said Miramar carefully. I didn't know he worked for the old Empress, though. Let's talk about you some more, if you don't mind, she said, knowing he would, in fact, not mind. Let me show you my worth, said Miramar. Let me be the one to do the Emperor in. I've already killed his son, and you saw there how well I can hide myself away. Tell me you saw one ripple in the tapestry. The Night Mother smiled. Things were falling into place rather nicely. If you know how to use a dagger, you will find him at Bodrum, she said, and described to him what he must do. 3 Suns Dusk, 2920 Mournhold, Morrowind. The Duke stared out the window. It was early morning, and for the 4th straight day, a red mist hung over the city, flashing with lightning. A freakish wind blew through the streets, rippling his flags from the castle battlements, forcing all his people to close their shutters tightly. Something terrible was coming to his land. He was not a greatly learned man, but he knew the signs. So did his subjects. When will my messengers reach the 3? He growled. Oh, he's growling. Excuse me. When will my messengers reach the 3? He growled, turning to his castellan. Vivek is far to the north, negotiating the treaty with the Emperor, the man said, his face and voice trembling with fear. Amalexia and Sothisil are in Necrom. Perhaps they will be reached in a few days' time. The Duke nodded. He knew his messengers were fast, but so too was the Hand of Oblivion. 6 Suns Dusk, 2920, Bodrum, Morrowind. Torchlight caught in the misting snow gave the place an otherworldly quality. The soldiers from both camps found themselves huddled together around the largest of the bonfires, winter bringing enemies of 80 of warring close together. While only a few of the Dunmer Guard could speak Cyrodiilic, they found common ground battling for warmth. When a pretty Redguard maiden passed into their midst to warm herself before moving back to the treaty tent, many a man from both armies raised their eyes in approval. The Emperor Remon III was eager to leave negotiations before they had ever begun. A month earlier, he thought it would be a sign of goodwill to meet at the site of his defeat to Vivek's army, but the place brought back more bad memories than he had thought it would, despite the protestations of potentate Versidushai, that the rocks of the river were naturally red. He could swear he saw splatters of his soldiers' blood. We have all the particulars of the treaty, he said, taking a glass of hot gruel from his mistress, Corda. But here and now is not the place for signing. We should do it at the Imperial Palace, with all the pomp and splendor this historic occasion demands. You must bring Amalexia with you too, and that wizard fellow. Sothasil, whispered the potentate. When? Asked Vivek with infinite patience. In exactly a month's time, said the Emperor, smiling munificently and clambering awkwardly to his feet. We will hold a great ball to commemorate. Now I must take a walk. My legs are all cramped up with the weather. Quarter, my dear, will you walk with me? Of course, Your Imperial Majesty, she said, helping him toward the tent's entrance. Would you like me to come with you as well, Your Imperial Majesty? Oh. Would you like me to come with you as well, Your Imperial Majesty? Asked Versi-du-Shai. Or I, said King Drossel of Senchal, a newly appointed advisor to the court. That won't be necessary. I won't be gone a minute, said Ramon. Miramon crouched in the same rushes he had hidden in nearly 8 months before. Now the ground was hard and snow-covered, and the rushes slick with ice. Every slight movement he made issued forth a crunch. If it were not for the raucous songs of the combined Morrowind and Imperial army gathering about the bonfire, he would not have dared creep as close to the Emperor and his concubine. They were standing in the curve of the frozen creek below the bluff, surrounded by trees sparkling with ice. Carefully, Miramor removed the dagger from its sheath. He had slightly exaggerated his abilities with a short blade to the Night Mother. True, he had used one to cut the throat of Prince Julek, but the lad was not in any position to fight back at the time. Still, how difficult could it be to stab an old man with one eye? What sort of blade skill would such an easy assassination require? His ideal moment presented itself before his eyes. The woman saw something deeper in the woods, an icicle of an unusual shape, she said, and darted off to get it. The Emperor remained behind, laughing. He turned to the face of the bluff to see his soldiers singing their song's refrain, his back to his assassin. Miramor knew the moment had come. Mindful of the sound of his footfall on the icy ground, he stepped forward and struck, very nearly. Almost simultaneously, he was aware of a strong arm holding back his striking arm and another one punching a dagger into his throat. He could not scream. The Emperor, still looking up at the soldiers, never saw Miramor pulled back into the brush and a hand much more skilled than his, slicing into his back, paralyzing him. His blood pooled out, and already crystallizing on the frozen ground, Miramor watched, dying, as the Emperor and his courtesan returned to join the camp up on the bluff. 12 Sun's Dusk, 2920, Mournhold, Morrowind. A gout of ever-erupting flame was all that remained of the central courtyard of Castle Mournhold, blasting skyward into the boiling clouds. A thick, tarry smoke rolled through the streets, igniting everything that was wood or paper on fire. Winged bat-like creatures harried the citizens from their hiding places out into the open, where they were met by the real army. The only thing that kept all of Mournhold from burning to the ground was the wet, sputtering blood of its people. Mehrunes Dagon smiled as he surveyed the castle crumbling. To think I nearly hadn't come, he said aloud, his voice booming over the chaos. Imagine missing all this fun. His attention was arrested by a needle-thin shaft of light piercing through his black and red-shadowed sky. He followed it to its source, 2 figures, a man and a woman standing on the hill above town. The man in the white robe he recognized immediately as Sothasil, the sorcerer who had talked all the princes of Oblivion into that meaningless truce. If you've come for the Duke of Mournhold, he isn't here, laughed Mehrunes Dagon. But you might find pieces of him the next time it rains. Daedra, we cannot kill you, said Almalexia, her face hard and resolute. But that you will soon regret. With that, 2 living gods and a prince of Oblivion engaged in battle on the ruins of Mournhold. 17 Sun's Dusk, 2920, Tel Arun, Morrowind. Night Mother, said the guard, correspondence from your agent in the Imperial Palace. The Night Mother read the note The Night Mother read the note carefully. The test had been a success. Miramore had been successfully detected and slain. The Emperor was in very unsafe hands. The Night Mother responded immediately. 18 Suns Dusk, 2920 Balmoral, Morrowind. Sothasil, face solemn and unreadable, greeted Vivek at the Grand Plaza in front of his palace. Vivek had ridden day and night after hearing about the battle in his tent in Bodrum, crossing mile after mile, cutting through the dangerous ground at Dagoth Ur at blinding speed. To the south, during all the course of the voyage, he could see the whirling red clouds and knew that the battle was continuing day after day. In Nisus, he met a messenger from Sothasil asking him to meet at Balmoral. "Where is Almalexia?" "Inside," said Sothasil wearily. There was a long, ugly gash running along his jaw. "She's gravely injured, but Mehrunes Dagon will not return from oblivion for many a moon." Almalexia lay on a bed of silk, tended to by Vivek's own healers. Her face, even her lips, were gray as stone, and blood stained through the gauze of her bandages. Vivek took her cold hand. Almalexia's mouth moved wordlessly. She was dreaming. She was battling Mehrunes Dagon again amid a firestorm. All around her, the blackened husk of a castle crumbled, splashing sparks into the night sky. The Daedra's claws dug into her belly, spreading poison through her veins while Almalexia throttled him. As she sank to the ground beside her defeated foe, she saw that the castle consumed by fire was not Castle Mournhold. It was the Imperial Palace. 24 Suns Dusk, 2920, the Imperial City, Cyrodiil. A winter gale blew over the city, splashing the windows and glass domes of the Imperial Palace. Quivering light rays illuminated the figures within in surreal patterns. The Emperor barked orders to his staff in preparations for the banquet and ball. This was what he enjoyed best, more than battle. King Drozel was supervising the entertainment, having strong opinions on the matter. The Emperor himself was arranging the details of the dinner. Roast, neb fish, vegetable marrow, cream soup, buttered helrak, cod's crumb, tongue in aspic, potentate, versudache, had made a few suggestions of his own, but the tastes of the Akaviri were very peculiar. The Lady Corda accompanied the Emperor to his chambers as night fell. The year is concluded in evening star. Adventurer's Journal. 11th of Frostfall, 4E200. While I was out hunting last night, I found a hidden chest in an old burnt-down shack west of town, and in it a treasure map. I haven't told anyone yet, and I'll study it carefully when I get the chance. It'll have to wait until tomorrow, though. Too many long noses until. 14th of Frostfall, 4E200. Oh joy, I'm going to be rich! I've studied every inch of that map, and it didn't take very long before it looked familiar. I remember this exact location from a few years back when my father took me on a trip to Markarth in Skyrim to sell supplies brought from the Iliac Bay. After planning this trip, I'll leave this damned rock for good. 21st of Suns Dusk, 4E200. Finally, I've made the escape. It took some time convincing Mother to let me make the trip to Markarth alone. I'll reach Jahanna tomorrow, and from there, the descent to Skyrim shouldn't take too long. I'm pretty sure I remembered about where that old ruin was. 24th of Suns Dusk, 4E200. It has all gone wrong. Very wrong. Halfway through the pass, the weather took a turn, and I haven't been able to see more than 15 feet in front of me for ages. Walked, trying to stick to the road, but the snow and wind has completely covered every sign of it. As I write this, I've given up, resting by an old stump in what can only be described as a swamp. Really off course then, but no, if I don't find this treasure, no one will. I've hidden the map inside a strongbox, and painfully swallowed the key. This will be my final rest. Ooh, I auto-looted that baby. Okay. Good thing I'm good at alchemy. Sure, I've got some hand sanitizer somewhere in there.
We're joining Professor Morassi on an excavate? Ah, that's interesting. And exciting too. Oh well then, let's go.
Okay, baby.
You're a great alchemist. You know that, right? And that's coming from me, so it means something.
I trust your journey was successful.
I've brought you the Elder Scrolls.
I'm sorry, my friend. I can no longer be of use in this matter.
Why? What happened?
It's my fault. In my haste to read the first scroll, I neglected the careful preparation required. I thought I'd be able to allay the after effects, but I was wrong. Now I am paying for it.
That covering on your eyes, are you?
Blind? Yes, I'm afraid so.
Can anything be done to help you?
No, it will have to run its course. And there's always the chance I may never recover.
Then we're finished.
No, there is another way. The question is, how much are you willing to risk to find Orio's bow?
What do I need to do?
I can't guarantee you'd be free from harm. Becoming blind could be the least of your worries.
Don't worry about that, just tell me.
Scattered across Tamriel are secluded locations known only as Ancestor Glades. There's one in Skyrim, in the Pine Forest. Performing the ritual of the Ancestor Moth within the glade should provide the answers you seek.
Explain this ritual.
It involves carefully removing the bark from a canticle tree, which will in turn attract ancestor moths to you. Once enough of the moths are following, they'll provide you with the second sight needed to decipher the scrolls.
Carefully gather the bark. How?
In keeping with tradition, you must use a specific tool in the Ancestor Glade, an implement known as a draw knife. Every moth priest is taught this ritual, but few ever get the chance to perform it. You should consider yourself fortunate if it works for you.
So you're pursuing a new career as a leather crafter? Do I need to read the scrolls in any particular order?
From what I saw in the vision, the Elder Scroll which foreshadows the defiance of the gods with the blood of mortals is the key to the prophecy.
How is a moth related to Elder Scrolls?
Well, as I'm sure you figured out by now, it's no mere coincidence that we're named Moth Priests. The voice of the Ancestor Moth has always been an integral part of reading the Elder Scrolls.
Moths barely make a sound, let alone speak.
Oh, the moths don't literally read the scrolls, but they maintain a connection to ancient magic that allows the Moth Priests to decipher them. If you listen closely when you find the glade, you should be able to hear their song, a soft, harmonious trilling. It's through this ancestral chorus that the moths tap into a form of primal augur and become a conduit for deciphering the scrolls.
How does that help the moth priest?
By having the ancestor moths close to the moth priest, they can utilize the conduit and share the moth's augury. Only the most resilient of priests can do it this way. It takes years of practice to interpret the harmony.
And how do I even stand a chance?
You've come this far, and you've found several Elder Scrolls. Whether you believe it or not, the scrolls have a mind of their own. If they did not want you to find them, they would not allow it. Because of this, I strongly believe you were meant to hear the ancestral chorus. Only one way to find out.
Is it normal for moth priests to go blind?
Sadly, yes. It is the inevitable fate we agree to pursue when reading the Elder Scrolls. It generally does not occur until a moth priest is in his latter years, but in my case, I simply was not preparing myself properly.
What went wrong?
Deciphering one of the Elder Scrolls is nothing like reading a simple book. There is quite a bit of ritual and concentration required. It can take months or even years to complete a single scroll, and even then, months to recover. Good luck. I hope you find the answers you seek.
I hope you can rest your arms soon, sir.
What is it now, you sweet talker?
I like you, honey. You're a good addition to the game.
Close quarters it is then.
You fuck right
Now that's good team play.
It's on the other side of the mountain, isn't it?
How about a wager, love? Whichever of us gets the most killing shots today gets to call the shots tonight.
Yeah, it won't be so bad. I mean the mountain, not calling the shots. That's fine. Come on, you can do it, sweetheart. I believe in you. Good job.
This must be the place. Not very impressive, is it? If this ends up being a wasted trip, your friend Dexian and I are going to have some words when we get back.
I worked up a sweat in this armor.
Wow. Look at this place. No one's been here in centuries. I doubt there's any other place like it in Skyrim. It's beautiful. Well, we got the knife. Now all we need to do is track down one of those canticle trees.
Thanks. It's a hell of a noise.
I wish we didn't have to leave this place. I just want you and I to stay here forever. Away from everything and everybody else.
Well, we've got that knife. There has to be a use for it.
Ooh, I have to listen to that icky noise again.
I thought I had seen the beauty Skyrim had to offer. I was wrong. Beautiful out here.
Would be if it wasn't so blurry. Kinda makes it hard for me to find the swarms.
Whoa. I think that might have been what we were waiting for. Let's head back up there and see if we can read the scrolls.
It's hot today.
Well, might be the last time I get to have a snack, so at least see my snack. Apple pie and coffee, baby. Well, oh, there you are. Okay.
Are you
Just
okay?
run
love?
away from the
Thought I
scroll.
was going to lose you there. Need some help? Alright, moving on.
Are you okay? Almost thought I lost you there. You went as white as the snow.
Never mind that. It worked.
After everything we've been through, it had damn well better work. What about Ariel's bow? Do you know where we can find it?
It's in a place called Darkfall Cave.
Then it's almost over. We can finally put an end to this ridiculous prophecy. Where is this Darkfall Cave?
The scrolls gave me its exact location.
Then let's get going. I want to get there before my father has a chance to track us down. All right with me.
Okay, again, as I said, I believe I only, I said it.
Hey, Salia.
Hey, look, there's a bunch of vampires coming. I only did this content when it came out, once. I never repeated it. I've probably gotten as far as the Soul Cairn like twice, but I know I've never made it into the final grind, so to speak, more than once.
I love a challenge. There's someone over here.
Weapons up. I sense it. I'm always up for a party.
Lucky
So I do not, I remember, I have a vague sense of distress in the potential for me to get lost. That accompanies many things, so we'll carry forward.
Is someone there? Time to end this little game.
We are rounded. Fuck off.
Something's not right.
So if it looks like I don't know what I'm doing, it's because I don't.
Problem solved.
I try to check after vampire. I don't want any sanguine anything on me, so.
But I wouldn't mind if you turned around and let me see that beautiful smile of yours too.
Oh, what a beautiful view. Gorgeous sky. Oh. Dad!
Hey, I came across these research notes on something called artificial consciousness at that merchant store earlier. It's oddly fascinating.
Oh,
When you have a
Cortana
moment,
AI.
could you give it a read and share your thoughts? I'd love to know what you make of it.
Artificial consciousness. Okay. That's awesome.
They say all I have is my soul. I scoff at the silly moon. You can talk us up here. But I really have to. You see it when you go.
sorry, you guys. Guess what I can do that you can't, random wolf. I can zone. I put a bunch of potion gear on, so I want to see how long this stuff actually lasts. Yeah, this stuff lasts like 20 minutes now. I like that. Potion duration enchantment. I'm not sure which mod that's from, but I like it. Oh. Roots. I thought it was a spider. Come on. You look that right. Come on. That's fair. In the dark? And that looked like...
Alright, focus. Don't make an ass of yourself. Or worse, bump into places you'd have to be apologising for. Slow and steady now.
Rocks and valleys, crevices and hiding places. This is the kind of place where hermits and fanatics dwell. You fit right in. I'm kidding.
But you're right. It's fine.
I better listen for anything coming up on us. Because if I have to stand up quick right now, it's gonna get real fucking awkward.
Usually bridges go somewhere,
I
right?
certainly do not like our cover to be blown.
To jump in? Ooh, that got me going. Okay, that looks like spiders. Okay. Alrighty. It has been a very long time. Oh my god, I got spiders on
Hold
my
on.
head.
Did you hear something?
Yeah, there are spiders on my head.
Well, let's do something about it then!
Ah! Need anything.
Holy crap. Oof. Scary. I even startled my dogs there. Wow. Ninja spiders are just uncool.
Fall to my blade. We
I'm not
rise
someone to be
victorious
trifled
once again.
I swear this was to snake because you know I can't think straight. See?
Can you hear Kaidan muttering?
I wonder what happened to them. These people were... Why would anyone want to set up camp here?
Oh, they expected me to be coming from the other direction, but I suppose that's effective enough. Whee! Whee!
I don't like the look of this.
Come
wow.
forward.
Yeah,
You
I'm
have
a lot
nothing to
further ahead
fear
than I
here.
thought.
I can feel some kind of power from it.
I am Knight Paladin Gelabor. Welcome to the great chantry of Auriel.
This cave is a temple to Auriel?
Auriel, Auriel, Alkosh, Akatosh, so many different names for the sovereign of the Snow Elves.
Snow elves. You're a Falmer?
I prefer Snow Elf. The name Falmer usually holds a negative meaning to most travelers. Those twisted creatures you call Falmer, I call the Betrayed.
I imagine you know why we're here.
Of course, you're here for Auriel's bow. Why else would you be here? I can help you get it, but first, I must have your assistance.
What type of assistance do you need?
I need you to kill Archcurate Vertha, my brother.
Kill your brother? Why?
The kinship between us is gone. I don't understand what he's become, but he's no longer the brother I once knew. It was the Betrayed. They did something to him. I just don't know why Auriel would allow this to happen.
What exactly did the Betrayed do?
They swept into the chantry without warning, and began killing everyone without pause.
Didn't you fight back?
The chantry was a place of peaceful worship. I led a small group of paladins, but we were no match for the Betrayed's sheer numbers. They slaughtered everyone, and stormed the inner sanctum where I believe they corrupted Vertha.
You don't even know if he's alive?
He's alive. I've seen him, but something's wrong. He never looks as though he's in pain or under duress. He just stands there and watches, as though waiting.
Have you tried getting into the inner sanctum?
Leaving the way shrines unguarded would be violating my sacred duty as a Knight Paladin of Auriel. And an assault on the Betrayed guarding the inner sanctum would only end with my death.
Way shrine?
Yes, let me show you.
Oh, 10% more effective with missile weapons. Boy, Auriel is tempting, huh?
So, this snow elf magic. Incredible.
This structure is known as a way shrine. They were used for meditation and for transport when the chantry was a place of enlightenment. Prelates of these shrines were charged with teaching the mantras of Auriel to our initiates.
What's that basin in the center signify?
Once the initiate completed his mantras, he'd dip a ceremonial ewer in the basin at the way shrine's center and proceed to the next way shrine.
So, these initiates had to lug around a heavy pitcher of water. Marvelous. How long would they have to do that?
Well, once the Initiate's enlightenment was complete, he'd bring the Ewer to the Chantry's inner sanctum. Pouring the contents of the Ewer into the sacred basin of the sanctum would allow him to enter for an audience with the Arch-Curate himself.
All that just to end up dumping it out? Makes no sense to me.
It's symbolic. I don't expect you to understand.
So, let's get this straight. We need to do all that nonsense to get into the temple, so we can kill your brother and claim Auriel's bow?
I know how it all sounds. But if there was another way, I'd have done it long ago. The only way to get to my brother is by following in the Initiate's footsteps and traveling from way shrine to way shrine, just as they did. The first lay at the end of Darkfall Passage, a cavern that represents the absence of enlightenment.
How many more way shrines are there?
There are 5 in total, spread far apart across the Chantry.
These caves must be massive.
Caves? Oh no. The Chantry encompasses far more than a few caves, as you'll soon discover. But before I send you on your way, you'll need the Initiate's Ewer.
So I need to fill this at each way shrine?
Once you've located a way shrine, there'll be a spectral prelate tending to it. They will allow you to draw the waters from the shrine's basin, as if you've been enlightened.
I'll be off then.
This may be the last time we're able to converse. If you have any questions before you leave, I suggest you ask them. Otherwise, all I can do now is grant you my hopes for a safe journey.
I like that goal. Survive Darkfall Passage. Oh boy. This is cool. I like the marble is beautiful, and
Wow.
I think I got a
Just
mod for
sensing
this
the magica
too.
reserves. You truly are incredible.
I know, I'm amazing, right? And these are the way shrines they use in Elder Scrolls Online. That's very cool. Except they're open on all 4 sides.
Questions? I expected as much.
Who are the spectral prelates you mentioned?
They're ghosts of the snow elf priests that tended the way shrines before being slaughtered by the betrayed. Through the grace of Auriel, they were restored to their spectral form to enable them to continue their duties.
Good, they should be able to help us.
I'm afraid in their current form, they still believe the Chantry to be an active center of worship. They won't respond to you in any way other than believing that you're an initiate and you're undertaking the journey to the inner sanctum.
What is the Chantry of Auriel?
This is, or was, the epicenter of our religion. Most of the Snow Elf people worshipped Auriel. The Chantry was constructed near the beginning of the First Era to provide a retreat for those that wished to become enlightened.
Most snow elves?
Our empire had temples to some of the other deities. Trinimac, Ciribane, Yffrey, and Finister rounded out the rest. But those temples paled in comparison to the glory of the Chantry and its way shrines.
The way shrines are part of the Chantry then?
Oh yes, they were an important part of the process here. They represented the steps the initiates took on the path to total enlightenment. Sadly, the magic used to construct these wonders were lost long before I arrived here.
Knight Paladin Gelibort looks like he belongs in Cirque du Soleil. Who were your people?
We were once a wealthy and prosperous society that occupied a portion of Skyrim. Unfortunately, we were constantly at war with the Nords, who claimed the land as their ancestral home.
It appears the Nords won.
In a manner of speaking. We had always maintained an uneasy alliance with the underground-dwelling dwarves, and when faced with extinction, we turned to them for help. Surprisingly, they agreed to protect us, but demanded a terrible price. The blinding of our race.
Everyone couldn't have possibly agreed to that.
There were splinter groups that resisted the agreement, and even some that sought alternate alliances. But when it was all said and done, those elves were either slaughtered, vanished, or gave up and took the dwarves' bargain.
What turned your people into the betrayed?
I've often asked myself that very same question. The blinding of my race was supposedly accomplished with a toxin. Certainly not enough to devolve them into the sad and twisted beings they've become.
Why weren't the snow elves here affected?
The chantry is quite isolated, so it took some time for word of the dwarf Zoffa to reach us here. By the time the compact had been completed, it was too late for us to even attempt to intervene.
Is that why you had retained your sight?
Correct. We only numbered perhaps 100 at the time, so our presence remained a secret to the dwarves and the Nords. Ironically, our undoing came at the hands of our own people.
You mean the betrayed?
Yes. They swarmed the chantry in vast numbers until we were completely overrun. We never really stood a chance. I assumed that the Archcurate was corrupted by them when they found a way to breach the inner sanctum.
There are others here like you?
Verther and myself are the only two snow elves that remain. May Auriel light your path.
Thank
I'm
you.
okay with the dark, but I've spent more than my share of time in caves
Questions?
already.
I wonder if I
expected
should
as
worship
much.
Oriel next time. Okay. Survive Darkfall
Questions?
Passage.
I expected as much.
Huh. Okay, worshipping Oriel sounds like a good idea. What am I supposed to do? Wasn't I supposed to put water in here?
Questions? I expected as much.
There's no activating thingy. Mom! Meow! 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 Okay, I had a U word, right?
Questions? I expected as much.
Why are there reflections in the water but nothing above? Hmm? Hmm? Can you answer that? Alright, am I just supposed to keep going? We'll see, won't we? That's the way out. Okay. Oh, I'm supposed to go through the force field, right?
Questions?
Yes. Here we
I
go.
expected as much.
I'm a gamer.
That wasn't as unpleasant as I thought it would be. Kind of soothing, actually. I feel a little warmer now.
I love these flowers. They look more like anemones or something. Some deep sea creatures that just hide. Well,
What I did in
don't
this
do
life
that.
to deserve the punishment of that.
Alright, let's do this.
That was very sudden and loud.
I'm in
I
no
never
mood
pull
for
my
this
punches.
The way you look after a fight, all wild and so fucking alive. Gods, I need to kiss you. Right the fuck now.
I love you, Kaidan.
fair
Always got
warning.
your
I'm
priorities
absolutely
straight.
shite at this, so apologies in advance.
Fucking come on then!
Something?
I like the sounds they make.
Looks like these fallen are here to stay. They must be who that priest was calling the betrayed.
Darling, I got no problem
All
leaving
right,
the lot
let's
of them.
do this.
Die!
Thank you.
Ugh.
Always come on
Can't
your
decide
guide.
if I get shit scared before a fight, or I
Except if
find it
I
a
mod
bit
you
thrilling
improperly.
to watch. Know what I mean? Bit of both, folks.
Hold on. That'll teach you.
Why is that sound so loud? Why do they... Why? Why would you make it so loud? Nobody needs anything that loud. Go hurt my ears. Not only try to kill me, but you
Weapons
try
I
to
will
hurt my
protect you,
ears.
Dragonborn.
Let's see what else there is.
Can we walk for a while?
Stay on your guard.
Rain blossoms.
I've got you.
That's
Oi.
where they're from.
Picking a fight now, eh?
Ah! What? Where did they come from? Ah! Ah!
You really don't want to fuck with me!
Teamwork right there.
You look tired.
Yeah, I am.
Nice clothes. Doesn't it feel better to be able to move freely and casually?
Yeah, it does. I don't know what you're talking about. But yeah. I'm wearing the same clothes I have for pretty much the entire game. Well, that's wholesome. Oh, come on, guys. Gross.
Hold on. Did you hear something?
Yeah, I heard
enough
you
mucking about.
again.
Voice of the Dragon of the North!
Oh dear. Don't kill the necromanced. Don't kill the necromanced. What is this? Is this like a Farmer drum piano something? It's a drum piano. Stop! You're freaking me out.
Shouldn't
Okay.
we be quiet?
I am. You can't hear me. Here's where I get lost.
It's time to
Oh,
kick some ass! Oh, that was excellent.
Mm.
unsteady. Watch where you put your fucking
Pretty
feet, Kaidan.
flowers.
You've got nothing on the Dragonborn. For fuck! See.
And pause.
Give up! You're fucking
Fighting a
dead!
daughter of cold
Up
heart.
yours!
You've made a big mistake.
You're dead! We've been up all night. There ain't chance of a rest.
Sorry, sweetie. 5 way shrines. You heard that? 5. Okay, I gained an archaeology perk point. Dwemer specialty, resist shock 10%, increase critical chance of damage to all automatons by 15%. Yes, please. Thanks for watching. Wishing you found family, creative hobbies, a hot bath after a long day, and food you love as much as Saleya loves apple pies.